Undead Matt. Welcome to my macabre movie mania. Tonight, we look at a very seldom used subgenre of horror, the sci-fi horror. Tonight, I bring you 1982's Xtro. Xtro is brought to us by director Harry Bromley Davenport, and that's about all I have. There's not a lot I could find about the history or the making of it or anything. They've kept this movie very clouded in mystery. So Xtro, if you've never seen it, carries a very simple plot. Stop me if you've heard this one. A man gets abducted, and 3 years later returns as an alien being, and he has to rebirth himself as a human, so he infects a random woman and gets born out of her as a full-fledged adult man, and then he transfers his alien powers to his son, who uses them for nefarious purposes. Then he steals his son and returns back to the original planet.
What did you say?
Confused? I was too. Yes, Xtro has a very weird and interesting plot. I will spare you some of the gory details, but I will tell you, yes, a full-fledged adult man gets birthed from a woman. That's a thing that happens in this movie. There's also a little person clown. A toy soldier that comes to life to kill somebody. And weird alien gooey eggs. That I don't know what they are. To go over this plot in detail would be a bit of a practice in banality, as I'm really not even sure what exactly happened in this movie. And maybe part of it was left to mystery or not, it's hard to really say. But I will say, the ending is a bit nihilistic, as the father and son return to the home planet of the father, and the wife returns home to find the eggs birthing something that seems oddly familiar. There is an original ending where the eggs would have hatched a whole bunch of clones of the father. But they felt the effect didn't quite hold up, so they decided to scrap that ending and go with a new one. Unsurprising, to me at least, this movie got very poor reviews. Roger Ebert definitely throwing this on the trash bin of movies.
I'd enjoy it very much. The disgusting thing about this film, though, is that it doesn't even have the courage to admit what it is, which is entertaining matinee trash, and let's have a little fun. Instead, the conclusion is so nihilistic, in which the movie basically says, that's it, everybody's going to die, there's no hope, fade to black, let's have the credits. It's as if they're so pretentious that they're trying to make some kind of a philosophical statement out of this garbage. It was offensive.
Garbage is the operative word.
TV Guide gave it a 0 out of 4 stars and saying, not only is this a disgusting movie, but it lacks anything that remotely resembles suspense. Of course, over the years it has gained a bit of a cult following, citing the practical effects and creature designs as huge grabs for lovers of B movies. this. Now, is this a lost cult classic and were the critics wrong, or is this horror movie schlock? I unfortunately have to agree with the critics. This is a little bit of horror movie schlock. It does have great practical effects and great creature designs. But is interlaced with very boring melodrama and seems more akin to a tech demo of what a production company and effects company can do rather than an actual story, which led to the story itself being very confusing and seems more reliant on the effects and the creatures rather than telling a compelling story. I personally found myself saying, multiple times through the movie, as it tended to jump the shark multiple times. A lot of the very hardcore horror fans seem to very much enjoy that, but I found it very much lacking in anything of real substance outside the gore and effects. Xtro was followed up in 1990 with Xtro 2, The Second Encounter. And the trilogy was finished in 1995 with Xtro 3, Watch the Skies. In 2011, Davenport said he is working on Xtro 4. So will we see the continuation of the story? Who's to say? So in the end, your enjoyment of Xtro really depends on what you look for in a horror movie. If you're willing to forgive a bit of a confusing storyline and a little bit of weird dialogue, and some boring melodrama in favor of some crazy good effects and awesome creature designs, this movie would definitely be your cup of tea. But if you don't really care so much for the gore and looking for a story that tells a narrative and has a bit more philosophical meaning, this isn't gonna be your movie. Take that as you will, you'll either love it or hate it. I did not care for it. Now, if you'll excuse me, an alien seems to have landed. I'm going to go check it out. Oh no! I'm being attacked! Oh god, no!
Did you see Xtro? If so, did the creature effects overcome the poor storyline, or was it all just B-movie schlock? Let me know what you thought in those comments below. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoy some good creature effects, and share this video with anyone that hasn't heard of Xtro, because I didn't before this review. And remember, I vote on my episodes of Macabre Movie Mania, so make sure you follow me on Twitter at wizard_Matt to get your voice heard. And also, if you're not too busy, check out one of these 2 other videos. They are very awesome, if I do say so myself. Thanks again for joining me.